of you present here at the ATAL FDP, Exploring Hospitality Horizons, Navigating the Latest Trends. We are delighted to have you all join us for this insightful session. Journey to explore the evolving trends in hospitality industry. Today, we shall be looking into one of the key areas of hospitality, that is beverage management in hotels, with a special focus on inventory management. Now, it is my honor to introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today, Mr. Ravi Arora. Chef and food entrepreneur Mr. Ravi Arora is an ex-director and a co-founder of In-Venue Hospitality Management Private Limited, which owns and operates popular restaurants like Polka Dots, Incognito, Baker's Basket, Isle Bar and Grill, and Pune's leading outdoor catering company, Keyline. An alumnus of Bombay Catering College with post-graduation in Hospitality Management and the Oberoi School, Mr. Ravish is a hands-on chef and an operations man with over 35 plus years of experience. During his career, he is trained at France as well as the Thai Oriental School at Bangkok, Thailand. He specializes in Southeast Asian and European cuisine and excels in dessert craft. Born and brought up in Dehradun, he came to Mumbai to pursue his dream of becoming a chef. He started his job at the Oberoi, New Delhi, and later moved on to Mumbai Oberoi as a sous chef. He has also worked in the hotel Taj Blue Diamond as food and beverage manager and the executive chef, and later with the Taj Group till the year 2000 as a food and beverage manager before he turned to be an entrepreneur. His philosophy is based on an organic growth for its brands through consistency in the manpower, product differentiation, be it food, be it ambience, customer satisfaction as giving most importance. His unique style of managing the blending of his artisanal style and the modern infrastructure has ensured the brands stay relevant in today's dynamic and the modern era of food and beverage evolution. We are privileged to have you with us today. Now I request our principal, Dr. Sonali Zada, to kindly felicitate him with a token of appreciation. Once again, a heartfelt thank you, Mr. Ravi Arora, for being with us here with us today. And now, without further ado, I would like to hand over the stage to our guest speaker, Mr. Arora. Over to you, sir.
good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, I'm not used to this PPT presentation, but I was told that I need to speak for quite some time. So this is just what I have to gather my thoughts as I go forward. You can hear me at the back?
Yes, sir.
You've heard I've been a chef, and who's probably progressed. I've worked in hotels for good 16 years before I progressed out. So I have a fair understanding of beverages. So I've been more of a chef, so on that front. But we run real beverages about management when it's your own business, when the money is yours, and every drop of beverage, alcohol, so-called, so we generally mostly understand alcohol from the hospitality perspective, but now slowly, steadily, you'll see the non-alcoholic beverages, how fast they are going into and getting, encroaching, cannibalizing the alcohol space. My learning of real beverage, though as an F&B manager I used to do, but then it was so very a process-driven thought process. Once you start your own business, then it becomes very different. You understand the way it needs to be understood to make it run profitable. If you manage inventory which keeps giving you an X figure at the end of the month, but you're still not profitable, then it has no, it's a good exercise, but at the end of the day, it has no real perspective on that. So, effectively, we started our first bar. I started business in 2000, but our effectively first bar came in the year 2010. That was at the Phoenix Incognito, and so from 2010 to 2015, I mean 25 now, we've been managing our bars. Each outlet has a bar after that, and it has evolved over a period of time as we move forward on that front. The product has evolved, the way of serving has evolved, everything has evolved. So what it was earlier is not the same way everybody looks at alcohol. The legislations have changed, the way it gets delivered has changed. So the whole ethos, the whole thing has changed than what it was, let's say, 25 years back on that front. So coming back to the beverage management, hospitality, and like I mentioned here, is the most important part in any hospitality industry, especially if you're serving alcohol. It requires great amount of strategic planning. The fact that you want to serve alcohol, where you want to serve alcohol, what the alcohol is supposed to do to your organization is also a strategic thought process before you move forward on that front. Then you have planning and execution of the beverage operation. You need to understand how you're going to execute this entire thing. We're followed by the, in various and effective where I can enhance customer experience, give high revenue, and can help maintain optimal inventory levels. Now, inventory obviously is the most crucial part in this entire game. Your money is the most crucial part when you get into this alcohol management part of it. The amount of alcohol which is in your stores with you is the money which is lying with you. So the inventory management, everything depends how you are able to strategically define your whole process. So before going forward, let me put across to you what a beverage would mean in a hotel. So apart from water, anything else which you sell, any liquid, with or without consideration in a hotel, in a bar, in a cafe, within the room service, or whatever, with or without consideration, because you have those welcome drinks and all those kind of thing, is considered to be a beverage. So everything else revolves around beverage. For any organization, for a beverage would okay. So, what are we talking when it comes to beverages in a hotel or in a restaurant or in a a bar? Alcoholic, it's split into three formats. One is the alcoholic. Alcoholic again gets into divided into the fermented parts, which is the beer, wine, and then you have the distilled ones, which is the gin, rum, vodka, whiskey, cocktails, all these things. And this is the alcoholic. Then you have the non-alcoholic. Juices, mocktails, smoothies, cold brews, aerated water, milkshakes, etc., etc. And hot beverages, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, flavored milk, etc. Now, these are the new concepts and the trends which are now in a motion these days, and which are kind of growing at a very rapid pace. Craft beers, we all know that breweries are one of the major contributors to the entire beverage program, beverages these days. So one of the top bars, breweries in Pune today is Toy. Can anybody, so couple of years back, Toy has been here for now maybe 5 years, 6 years. We never imagined that a bar or a brewery would clock that kind of a business. Its average sale per month today is about 3 to 4 CR is what they do average. That's about 12 to 13 lakhs a day, averaging on a weekend going to 17 to 18 lakhs. So this is where a craft beer and a brewery is doing. Most of these bars, most of these to get their USP, to get an extra a unique selling product for their brands, for their bars, are getting these craft beers. So most of these bars are getting these beers developed and packed for them from that angle. So craft beer. So coming back to the story, so craft beer is one of the big things happening in Pune and actually all across India. It's a concept which is growing. Beer is easy, beer is lighter, beer is cheaper. You can drink on the go. It is still acceptable as a drink, social drink. You don't get over the top. It's less intoxicating unless you have too much of it. It has a benefit. So that's the reason, one of the key reasons why the breweries and the craft beers are on. Second big concept which are happening these days is the malts. Now we have moved on from regular, your signature brand, your Royal Challenge brand. Most of the people, these have become so like as the middle class income, middle classes profiling is happening, they are growing. Similar is the case with as we have moved on from in all possible strata in our lifestyle, in our social life. Same is happening with the alcohol also. As we move forward, as our disposable income goes up, we also start to explore all these expensive stuff. So malts is the next big thing which is happening into it. We see it all across the day, even in the banquets that we do our key line. Earlier it used to be mostly, let's say, teachers or an Indian brand, domestic brand, and Johnny Walker Black Label used to be the standard stuff. Now today, Johnny Black Label, Black Label is somewhere down the line. It is probably number 2 or number 3 in the rank, but you'll see malts coming in, Glenlivet. Each bottle of these cost you about 12,000, 15,000 rupees. You want to differentiate. You want to make sure today a person wants to serve the best to his guest, and that is how he's differentiating his social strata also. So a lot has to do with your social strata and how you look at it. We got used to all these things. Then the next big concept. Sorry. So another big thing which is happening in the beverage world is the cocktail in the world of cocktails again. It's no longer, I can't think of last time when we started, we served Bloody Marys and gimlets and all these things, screwdrivers. These are the cocktails which we were probably grown with and we were taught today. But now it's a modern era, the amount of the spirits which are coming into the market, the mixologists which have come in, which I'll talk to you at length later. So all these new age cocktails have come in, which have fruity, which have brought in botanical ingredients. You have herbs, you have shrubs, you have flowers. Who thought that we would be eating flowers with our food every day? Today, when I go and in our restaurants and when we are planning menus, the entire thing is evolving around these botanicals, the way it is presented. You must be seeing in your social media, Instagram, how the food looks brilliant and how the cocktails, every cocktail would have probably some kind of edible flower or something on top. So that's how it is, elderflower, cold brews, coffee, and most of the coffees now are, the cocktails are also getting inspired by these cold brews. You all know, right? Cold brews.
Yes.
You roast the coffee, make a powder, add water to it, leave it overnight, and then the brew gets ready. So different kind of beans and different kind of coffee and teas will give you different kind of bases on which you mix the alcohol and that alcohol basically, and then that's how they're presenting the entire thing. Again, no matter how hard they try, they still are trying to put across that it's good for your health, it's good for you, it's lighter, as you get, so this is how the whole concept is happening. Then white spirits, food, there has been a gin phenomena from 22 onwards, and you see every bar, in our bars also we keep doing this promotion through gins and all this, the amount of gins which have come in, local gins, imported gins which have come in, flavored ones, even in fact all the white spirits which are there, whether it's vodka, whether it is Smirnoff, whether it is Absolute, whether any of these, they all have flavor, they all have variations, so it gets very easy for you to make a drink, spritz or spritzer and all these things. This Mahura has just got launched a few days back, if you all know, it's made in Rajasthan, it's again made with some local flowers from there. Pistolas and AISSMS, all agave based drinks. Whoever knows that Pistola is made in Goa by the guys who run this Mr. Merchant and all these is part of their company. On that, in fact, Diageo has just bought some 50-20% share into their company. So AISSMS, so these are all local substitutes for our real tequilas also. So in fact, earlier we would make all cocktails with your normal tequila, but today you use agave-based drink. AISSMS is cheaper, it tastes the same, flavors is the same. The only difference between tequila and this thing, tequila is made from a certain area from the agave plant. This is made all across the world. Fermented drinks, kombucha and kefir. Kombucha we all know is a fermented tea, and kefir is a fermented milk-based product. So these are also now slowly and steadily, though I still have my doubts about kombucha being a mainstream line product in our country. in our city because I know this gentleman who's been trying to sell this for last now 10 years, the local guy, and he's still struggling. He's done various model change, various flavors, various ways to sell it, but probably he's not getting those numbers which are required to do that. And then coffee and tea chains is another big thing which is happening. In fact, yesterday I couldn't imagine, I went to third wave to meet somebody in Kalyani Nagar and there was actually a waiting for 20 minutes. I can't imagine that a tea coffee chain, no, there is a waiting which is happening. So that is what is changing. So there was time when people would go in the evening to your next neighborhood bar, but today they find going to a coffee shop far more convenient, far more better ambience, and far more healthier option, cheaper option to go. Not that they are cheap, no coffee. Today you get a beer for about 300 rupees, but you get a coffee also for 275 rupees. But they're no longer cheap. But then that is also the big thing which is happening on that. There is so if you go to Dubai, there is a tea house which has about 135 varieties of tea, plus all the mocktails and everything else which is being served. They put brilliantly Bohemian style, colloquial style, tiki style, whatever you want, that's how they are doing it on that front. So, what is the consumer behavior happening, and how the consumer is reacting? What is happening in that world? So, market size is expanding. So, if you were doing a sale, X amount of sale about 10 years back, today is probably double the amount of sale on that front. Taking into consideration the increase in the rates and everything else. So there are more number of people who are drinking, but where are they coming from? Obviously more are drinking the lower drinking age. Youngsters are drinking more than the senior this thing. So if drinking at 18 was a taboo at a certain point of time, parents it was not acceptable at home, but today it is acceptable to have the drink. So youngsters are drinking far more. They actually start at 16. No matter how hard the legislation comes in, but there are still some bars around. We all know the Porsche case, right? So discount that part of it because that's nobody wants to talk about it. But that was a major challenge for all the bar guys and everything else. But however, it is starting at 16, and that's where the consumption is being driven through, and it continues. And then as they progress, it starts with beer, then they go to the white spirits, and then they're going on to the hard drinks and the cocktails and everything else on that front. And they are the ones who are spending money on that front. So that is one of the major things where the market size. But in any case, as the the penetration is happening to the tier 2 cities from the main. So if you look at it, social came about 10 years back, 12 years back. Then automatically they reach their plateau today. I don't know how many of you visit social now or been to social of late, but you'll see it being plateaued. I mean, there are places, the brand is not doing well today. Let's say Phoenix, it doesn't do well. Then they open at Kobe, it's not, Koba Mall, sorry, it's not doing well. Then there is one at the FC Road, I don't know, I've not been there. It's not, but they've stopped their expansion. Their expansion is in tier 2 cities. Now, tier 2 cities is where the business is being driven. So they are doing tier 2 cities are aspirational cities. So all these brands which were there earlier in the major cities, metros, have started moving towards the tier 2 cities. The kind of numbers they do in place like, let's say, Dehradun, right? I mean, I'm from Dehradun, so I go once a while to Dehradun. I was shocked. I'd never seen so much crowd in Pune that I saw in Dehradun on that front. And they were drinking. I mean, they were drinking quite a lot, and they were all youngsters. Dehradun is a city which has the maximum number of schools in India. You have about 5,000. Every lane will have 5 schools as far as Dehradun goes. So this is where there's been driven, Meerut. You'll see all this north belt having major Punjab, one of the major drinking spaces. This is where all these brands are going through. Then automatically white spirits and beer, especially craft, have gone for trends. I've already spoken about it. It's really doing well. Craft cocktails, automatically the way they're getting presented, the way they are being sold, craft cocktails, very exclusive. I mean, every chef, every bar guy, every mixologist is creating his own sets of cocktails. It's the same thing when the restaurants were being driven by chefs. Today, the bars are being driven by mixologists. So they have become also as much of celebrity as we were, as the chefs were many years back. So in times to come, you will have a mixologist linked with every restaurant, every hotel, every this thing, and hotels are spending lots on the people who've been with them and who've been spending more than 4 or 5 years. They ensure that they travel abroad, they learn, they come back, and then they implement the entire thing. People have become very quality conscious. Nobody is going for cheap alcohol at all. They go for alcohol which is good. It doesn't give them much side effects onto it. It's lighter. It's far more mature. So quality is on the priority of everybody. The youngsters and everybody else, including us today, are far more experimental than we were earlier. Earlier we had a fixed cocktails, fixed drinks to go. Today I don't think so. Anybody goes with a mindset